Coming up on Torrance Today, Bunka-Sai returns bigger than ever since the pandemic, highlighting Japanese culture and raising money for a student exchange program. A space-based commander inspires aviator fans at the Western Museum of Flight, and we are counting down to the return of our city's Armed Forces Day celebration. All this and more coming up right now on Torrance Today. Welcome to Torrance Today. I'm Christine Lee. It's 4 p.m. on Monday, April 17th. I hope you had a great weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. Here's our first story. The biggest fundraiser for the Torrance Sister City Association took place over the weekend. A total of about 2,000 people checked out Bunka-Sai on Saturday and Sunday, immersing themselves in Japanese culture.
Bunka-Sai is a Japanese word that means festival. Simple as that. We feel privileged to be able to take Japanese culture and introduce it to the people in South Bay area.
My grandparents are Taiwanese and they know how to speak Japanese, and I feel like learning Japanese and like understanding cultures, I can feel closer to my family as a whole too. So spending a summer over this is very important to me.
I think that's really exciting. I mean, it's something I wanted to do myself when I was younger, but for various reasons I just never had the opportunity. Half my family is still in Japan, and my son's here, so I'm glad that that he's participating and that he's seeing our culture, our ancestors.
I think it's really important, especially with our daughter. We expose her to lots of different cultures. We got yakisoba and musubi. It was delicious. Toddler ate, did a good job, and actually she loved the musubi. This is really cool. I mean, just the list of events and performances that they have, incredible.
Proceeds from the event benefit the Student Cultural Exchange Program. My husband and I also drop by to eat as much as we can for a good cause. Our spread included teriyaki beef and chicken, spam musubis, freshly made cotton candy from a machine donated by our friends in Kashiwa, and dangos, which are donut holes that are, in my opinion, the best kind that exists. A group of 8 high school students from Torrance, including Franco, who you just saw, will live in Kashiwa this July for about 3 weeks. And 8 students from Japan will come over to Torrance in August. This year marks the 50th anniversary of Torrance and Kashiwa's sister city relationship. Second graders from Carr Elementary School took a field trip to City Hall last week. This tradition dates back to 2015 when a group of students wrote a letter to then Mayor Patrick Fury, who invited them to visit him. Teacher Terry Shimizu says her students write letters in an effort to learn about our community and the government. She and fellow teacher Monique Porter challenged the second graders to brainstorm what kind of problems exist in our community and think of solutions as well. Our young visitors say their favorite parts about their visit last Friday were meeting the mayor, asking him questions, and going home with a goodie bag filled with mementos featuring our city. Mayor Chan says he's happy to have had the opportunity to help the children learn about the government and about being responsible as a child and as an adult in the future. A job fair for the youth and young adults takes place in just a couple of days. For the first time, the South Bay Workforce Investment Board will host the event at El Camino College in the Student Services Plaza. About 80 local businesses are expected to attend, looking for hardworking 16 to 24-year-olds to hire. About 2,000 job seekers are expected to come out. It takes place on Wednesday, April 19th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. This job fair is also made possible through partnerships with a couple of state departments and the South Bay One-Stop Business and Career Center. And speaking of jobs, this next person you're about to meet has a very cool one, and she was at the Western Museum of Flight on Saturday to fill people in on her unique line of work.
So today I spoke a little bit about the Space Force and about all the different functions of the Space Force and the different career fields that people can do. And then I spoke about space defense and the reason why we have threats in space and what we're doing to combat our adversaries.
I found it extremely interesting because all we hear is there's something called the Space Force and didn't know anything about it. So I took away a lot of valuable information for myself and for the future.
Satellites affect our entire life. I think it's important that the U.S. Be at the forefront of this effort so that we can not only help ourselves, but help other countries.
Walsh was a keynote speaker recently at a Women of Influence event presented by the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce at Sunrider International. She is the commander of Space Base Delta III, breaking barriers in her industry as an Asian American female. She hopes her presence in the military encourages more young women to follow her path. As we approach Earth Day, the city and a regional organization are teaming up to teach residents about how to become more eco-friendly. A series of sustainable landscaping workshops begin this Wednesday, April 19th. The live Zoom webinars include lessons on building a healthy living soil sponge, holding water on your property, and more. The classes are free, but advanced registration is required. For more information, go to turftransformation.com. If you ran out of time to do your grocery shopping over the weekend, the Torrance Certified Farmers Market is coming back tomorrow. In addition to finding fresh produce and other goods, you can also meet a legendary skateboarder who is out there every week with her story and her products. City Cable's Kirk Lyons has more.
In the 70s and late 60s, early 70s, South Bay became a huge skateboard community, surfing, skateboarding. And I have an older brother, Stephen Tanner, and he started skating young with Logan Erskine, a team out of Hermosa Beach. Things happened. I started admiring his skating, and next thing you know, I'm following him everywhere, and he made me my own board. So I made my first board, started competing, winning amateur contests. He said, time to go pro. So Logan Erskine took me on. Brother and sister team, and from there, won several contests, started skating in freestyle, slalom, downhill, cross country, and just loving every minute.
So on to the company here, Olive and Grape Company. I know you guys deal with like olive oils and balsamic vinegars, but right now the big thing is the honey.
This honey is away from pesticides, so it's not your local city honey, but it's local enough for allergies, which people reach for it for. Scientists taught me when you take a tablespoon of raw honey, it metabolizes over 4 hours. A teaspoon for a child. When that metabolizes, if your eye's in the light, it's going to automatically produce serotonin. If you take that same tablespoon, empty stomach, and it's dark, in the dark of our eye, the little gals, it's going to release melatonin.
You can meet Bo Meisler and learn more about her skateboarding past and about the items she's selling tomorrow at the Torrance Certified Farmers Market. It's open rain or shine from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Tuesdays and Saturdays at Wilson Park. Another one of our city's popular traditions returns, this one after a few years. That's right, the 61st Annual Armed Forces Day Parade and celebration will take place in just about a month from May 19th through the 21st. The 3-day event includes a free concert by the U.S. Air Force Band, a 5K for freedom, military exhibits, and the nation's longest-running military parade that is sponsored by a city. The U.S. Coast Guard will be our honorary military branch for 2023. For more information on our upcoming Armed Forces Day celebration, go to torranceca.gov/AFD. Well, still ahead, it's Mindful Monday, and a veteran lets us know about an important cause that's being highlighted this month to help children of military families when we come back in 60 seconds.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Day in, day out, you work for every paycheck. You take pride in your job and you do it well. You're not just part of the Golden State's economy, you are essential. For all you give, it's time to get something back. File your taxes and claim the California Earned Income Tax Credit. It's yours. You earned it. Visit caleitcforme.org and see if you qualify today.
At the end of every episode of Torrance Today, we want to share a positive story that fits the theme for the day. This Mindful Monday falls in the middle of April, which is also known as Month of the Military Child. We take you inside a clinic where a mother, who is also a military spouse, a veteran, and a clinician, shares about her passion for helping kids who also come from military families.
I think each kid is so different, and one thing I focus on with my parenting is to really look at my daughter as an individual. I have no interest or any background in anything anime, but my daughter loves it. So I am now becoming an anime expert to be able to fit in with her interests.
April being the Military Child Month is really important because it helps us celebrate and honor the unique experiences of the military children. And most importantly, to be able to honor their strength and resiliency across the challenges that they have overcome. This clinic emphasizes on meeting, our military children and their families where they're at. What we like to do is also be able to work through different feelings and different challenges that they're going through, and being able to identify through the feelings chart how they're feeling and being able to share that with their families and their siblings when they come in.
Nearly 1 million military children belong to active duty service members in the U.S. During their school years, the kids move and change schools on average 6 to 9 times. The Cohen Veterans Network recently celebrated the opening of its Torrance clinic. Workers there hope more military parents will give their kids the mental health care and support that they need. The clinic will also host a Mighty Military Kids Party on Saturday, April 29th from 10 a.m. to noon. The free event will include face painting, story time with a Disney illustrator, and even a photo op with a Super Mario character. Well, that's our show for today. Let us know if you have a positive story to tell by emailing us at torrancetoday@torranceca.gov. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow with more news from and for our Torrance community. Have a great day.